Sasha and Naomi took the tag team championships into the office of our head of talent relations, left them there, and then promptly walked out of the arena. Their actions disappointed millions of WWE fans and their fellow superstars. So because of what Sasha and Naomi did this past Monday night, they have been suspended indefinitely. And we will have a future tournament to crown the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
And when it comes to my sister, I'm a dog walk you.
At this point, WWE is still burying Sasha Banks and Naomi on commentary. Last night on Monday Night Raw, once again the commentary team discussed the unprofessional and upsetting walkout of Sasha Banks and Naomi. Live on Friday Night SmackDown, Michael Cole announced that the Women's Tag Team Champions are suspended indefinitely. Pat McAfee seemed to be shocked by the news as much as the fans was. Because of this, his reaction was trending on social media. Since then, WWE has removed Sasha and Naomi WWE's Facebook pages and removed their merchandise from the WWE shop. I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to figure out how WWE is going to have a women's tag team tournament with no tag team division. Before Sasha and Naomi left, they took the belts off of Carmella and Zelina. Their only tag team feud was with the newly formed tag team of Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, Doudrop and Nikki ASH, and Natalya and Shayna Baszler. On screen, Liv and Rhea broke up, so the only teams that could be in this match are Carmella and Zelina if they get back together, Natalya and Shayna, and Nikki and Doudrop. WWE could possibly pull a team from NXT, but I'm not sure if they would be willing to move the belts in that direction. Another option that some fans are suggesting is that WWE should get rid of one set of their women tag team belts and allow the champions to go to all three brands like they had at first. Even though this tournament is going to determine the new challengers, the competition itself just proves what Naomi and Sasha believed, that there is no women's tag team division in WWE. WWE is holding a tournament to determine new challengers, but why not just have a tournament from the beginning for Sasha and Naomi to find challengers? Right now, the internet is full of different opinions. Some people believe that Sasha manipulated Naomi into walking out and missing a big payday in the main event against Bianca Belair out of jealousy. Naomi is her own person, so when she chose to walk out on her own alongside Sasha Banks, she made that decision herself. It has been stated several times before that Naomi has always had terrible creative. It may seem unprecedented because it hasn't been done before, but is it possible that both women just agreed amongst themselves to leave, or that Sasha was supporting Naomi in her walkout? A lot of people backstage claim to like Naomi, yet after all of her time being there, she hasn't ever really had a top spot before this strange match made with Bianca. Yes, she has been champion twice, but Naomi has not ever been presented in the manner of Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch. At this part of the video, I want to look at things from a different perspective. Sasha and Naomi could have been against getting Bianca and Ronda over because both women are already over with the fans. Sasha Banks has already established Bianca as a star. The moment that Bianca and Sasha created in their match at WrestleMania can't be recreated just to get Bianca over again. What will Naomi getting Bianca over do for Naomi, and what will getting Ronda over do for Sasha? They could possibly show off some moves and put on a great match, but it won't really help them as much as it should. Plus, their feud would be over in a blink of an eye. Both women were being scheduled to have one-off pay-per-view matches, but when we look at the roster and the past feuds that have taken place, other challengers get booked for multiple pay-per-views with one feud. Some more news came out, and immediately following the disagreement on Monday, Sasha Banks unfollowed Vince McMahon, WWE, Roman Reigns, The Usos, Bayley, Becky Lynch, and Seth Rollins. So it's possible that this walkout could be caused by something much deeper than what we are being told. In the months prior to her walking out on Monday's episode of Raw, Sasha Banks reportedly took issue with her booking within WWE. According to Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer Radio, Banks was specifically mad about Ronda Rousey taking her spot as Charlotte Flair's opponent at WrestleMania 38. The original plan was for Flair to defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Banks on the grandest stage of them all, but plans changed when Rousey returned to the fold, resulting in her winning the Women's Royal Rumble match and challenging Flair. With Sasha out of the SmackDown Women's title scene, she instead formed a tag team with Naomi and won the WWE's Women's Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania. Many fans have speculated that WWE posted on social media and released a statement so early on because WWE is hoping to control the narrative that is being believed about Sasha and Naomi. Sasha and Naomi have not said anything publicly, but it is believed that a close friend of Naomi's that follows her on social media might have revealed the truth about the walkout. You are approached in February as being put in a tag team. After both being promised big feuds at WrestleMania, you bite the bullet and put everything you got into being a tag team. It worked, you get over, win the titles at WrestleMania, and become merch pushers. 5 weeks into your reign, you show up to live TV and ready to work. You are told you will be in the main event and you are happy. You both are then told that one of you will be going over from pinning the other. You have questions why that decision was made and how it helps y'all. You request a meeting with your boss to discuss it. Your boss takes the meeting and everything is actually going well. He understands your concerns. The meeting ends well and the match is told to be reconstructed. For some reasons, producers get mad about it. Y'all have a brief meeting amongst yourselves and decide to stand up for yourselves. You go to another boss to make it clear you just have concerns. You ask why are we even in the match and why aren't other women in it? You ask why your titles have no stories for 2 months. Again, you are met with fix your attitudes. So after one final meeting with yourselves and asking others, you make the ultimate decision as a team. It's sad how one side is trying to create a messed up narrative. This same friend also alleges that Sasha and Naomi did not walk out during the show, but that they actually left at 5 p.m. before the match sheet was printed. According to Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful, when he received the run sheet for the show, the 6-pack match was not scheduled as a championship contenders match, and it wasn't even listed at the top of the card. The match on the run sheet was highlighted in red. It didn't have a producer or a referee noted for the match from the beginning. He asked his sources why the match looked like that on the run sheet, and everyone suggested that he ask someone else, and if he finds out the story, they will confirm that Naomi and Sasha Banks walked out because of creative disagreements. Women's contracts with the company may be up soon. It is believed that WWE suspended Naomi and Sasha to put a hold on their contracts to prevent them from leaving the company early and to halt the interest of other wrestling companies that would seek to hire both women as soon as possible. Another thing that is bothering me about this situation is that for some performers, WWE gives them the green light to say what they want to say and to voice their concerns. Others don't have that ability, and it shows in their position on the card, their feuds, and the development of their character. I understand that both women are hired workers, but I wonder why others are treated differently. For months, fans have voiced that they want Naomi with the bloodline as a champion, but that has been ignored and Naomi has been constantly sidelined. A bunch of people even believed that Naomi wouldn't be reprimanded in this situation because of her ties to the Usos, Roman Reigns, and the Anoa'i family. The issue is that despite the bloodline success, Naomi has yet to have the same success as a performer in WWE. I believe that she begrudgingly went on with the direction of creator for years, no matter how small the spots and little the TV time, because she wanted to avoid a situation much like the one we are seeing now. Both women are being called spoiled divas for their attitude. But for years, Naomi has been complacent with just doing her part. She was always promised a big moment down the line, but her moments always got sidelined or overshadowed by bigger stars. Sasha Banks, on the other hand, has always been outspoken about her displeasure. While I researched the news for this topic, I saw how in the past, Sasha Banks has had issues with Ronda Rousey walking in the door making more than her, Becky Lynch getting paid more for pay-per-views, feuds, and big matches than Sasha Banks. She has also had issues with her feuds always knocking her down in the pecking order of WWE. Sasha is one of the biggest stars in the women's division. Many see her as a popular mainstream star, similar to Roman Reigns. So it's shocking to see that WWE is handling this the way that they are handling it. A lot of people on social media are also saying that if Sasha Banks and Naomi cared about the women's division, they wouldn't have left the show and would have stayed. Like most people who are unsatisfied at work or unhappy, both women left. A few people on social media are starting to wonder if this situation was done intentionally to cause up such a stir. But what do you guys think down below?